Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we take a look at Monday Night Football in Seattle to close out Week 7. It's the Saints visiting the Seahawks. Kevin Rogers with you, and New Orleans coming in off the bye week. They won their last game at Washington 33-22. The Saints still seeking consecutive wins for the first time this season. New Orleans at 3-2. Meanwhile, Seattle, they're down to 2-4. And no return for Russell Wilson anytime soon. Geno Smith in at quarterback. He did lead the Seahawks into overtime against Pittsburgh last week, but a key fumble led to the game-winning field goal by the Steelers as Seattle lost 23-20. The Seahawks did cover as 5.5-point road underdogs, but Seattle has dropped 4 of 5 since winning the season opener at Indianapolis. And Seattle will try to get back on track here as a home underdog for the second time in 3 games after losing to the Rams 26-17 back in Week 5. And that was the game that Russell Wilson suffered the finger injury. Seattle's offense has been outgained in 5 consecutive games. New Orleans has been outgained in 4 straight games. And always a question going in with the Saints, you can get the good Jameis Winston or the bad Jameis Winston. In the good games for the Saints, they've scored 38, 28, and 33 in their 3 wins, but in their 2 losses, they've scored 7 and 21. These teams last met in 2019 in Seattle. Drew Brees was hurt, and it was Teddy Bridgewater in at quarterback for the Saints as he led them past the Seahawks 33-27 as 5-point underdogs. But New Orleans did have a punt return for a touchdown in that game, also a defensive touchdown. And the Seattle Seahawks ended up outgaining New Orleans by a bunch of yards in that game, but the Saints ended up winning that one as a dog. For my best bet coming up on Monday night, I'm going to lay the points with the New Orleans Saints. And New Orleans off the bye, still a pretty good defensive team. Seahawks towards the bottom of the league in rushing defense, and there's just not a lot of confidence with Geno Smith right now as the quarterback, even with Seattle getting points, tough environment to go into. And New Orleans, the one thing I'll say about them is they've been used to being on the road so far this season, only 1 true home game, and they lost to the Giants in overtime in that game. So New Orleans, this is nothing new for them going on the road. I'm going to lay the points with the Saints coming up on Monday night against the Seahawks. Want to tell you about DraftKings and the Sportsbook National Championship, a $1 million top prize, and the tournament will be held in Weehawken, New Jersey, right outside of New York City at the Enview Hotel, starting Friday, November 5th, ending Sunday, November 7th. And there's $1 million up for grabs. You can be crowned as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Players can bet on 3 different sports, NBA, NFL, and college football. There's a $10,000 buy-in for the tournament, and players will receive a $5,000 bankroll for the weekend to use to place bets throughout the tournament by entering a $5,000 pool. Once again, a $1 million prize up for grabs. It's the Sportsbook National Championship, brought to you by DraftKings. We'll have plenty of Week 8 best bet videos coming out this week, and the next game will be for Thursday Night Football, the showdown in Arizona between the Cardinals and the Packers. Hope you check out that video coming up. I am Kevin Rogers. Thanks a lot for watching, and best of luck with your bets.